Chapter 10, Crafted Suit Beacons. Now this is a little small concept that I added to it. I don't think it really makes or break anything, but I thought this might be a cool concept. The Crafted Suit Beacon is basically to avoid losing your hidden suit. So if you want to hide it somewhere, you have a beacon where you can always remember where it's at. And if someone steals it, it shows you where the suit is moving. I think that would be fire, my G. I think that would be so fire, bro. This keeps things extremely interesting to me. So this beacon allows a manual ping to locate your suit, obviously, but it has to be crafted. So if you go topside without a beacon, you're kind of gambling, because if enemies move your suit or you forget where you stashed it, you could lose it permanently, like I just said. What you could do is set up traps around your suit, and that could come in handy, keeping raiders away or killing raiders that plan to take your suit. Chapter 11, Exfil. I think this one is very important. On foot versus javelin are different. Extraction is normal for regular raiders who are on foot who don't deploy with javelins. The regular raiders will have their exfils throughout the map. Now for the javelin raiders, there are fewer exfil points and they're more spread out across the map. I would say the edges of the map. So to get out, the exfils for the javelin raiders, they're all at the edges of the map, and there are few of them. And there's another twist to it as well. When you get to an exfil in a javelin, right? You know how usually you can all exfil together? Well, you can't do that. Javelin suits can only be shot down to Speranza one at a time. So time really matters. If the time is winding down, you got 5 minutes left, and you all have to fly all the way to the end of the map to exfil, and it takes like 10 seconds to shoot down to back to Speranza, and then the next person has to wait for the next 10. Like, that will make things very interesting as well. And especially if you're like a solo javelin raider, two javelins can meet at the same exfil at the same time. You could fight to go down first, or one could just be waiting and shooting arc enemies that are probably at the exfil trying to stop you from going back down to Speranza. Now this is not too crazy, you know, obviously this is the same thing for the other on foot raiders, but if a raider in a javelin dies before shooting down Speranza, the exfil is not successful, meaning the raider is not safe until you actually launch. So I think once they get in there and the exfil for the javelin, it's like a shoot down. You have to strap in and all the other stuff, or lock in. And I think I would say that it would take about 5 to 10 seconds to exfil back down. So that would make things a lot more interesting, a lot more intricate, a lot more crazy, honestly. Now we're going to move on to the arcs. Because we're adding javelins to the game, the arcs obviously have to be up the ante a little bit, because right now, as people are playing the game, especially on Stella Montes, like the Bastion is just too easy to kill, and a lot of other things are just too easy to kill, honestly. I think the arcs that we have a harder time with now are obviously the Rocketeer, the pop drones, and the flame ones, and the ticks. Those are the most annoying. And then the what do you call it, the wasp, or not the wasp, the hornet are most annoying. So here we go. We're going to up the ante a little bit when it comes to the arcs. The arcs get stronger for javelins. Now hear me out on this one, guys. Firstly, flight is hella noisy. Which means the arcs notice it. Matter of fact, they notice the javelins more than they notice the regular on-foot raiders. I would introduce new flying arc enemies, including an Apex anti-air unit I call the Gun Dragon. And it's a little bit of play off of the Dragonfly. The Gun Dragon, it is higher altitude, has faster flight than maybe the Rocketeer and other arcs, has more armor for sure, and has 6 propellers, which means just more to shoot down. And this makes it even crazier because it switched between 3 different modes: rockets, flamethrower, and a minigun. This might be a little bit crazy, but hear me out. I think an arc with rockets, a flamethrower, and a minigun, I think that's the perfect name for Gun Dragon. Come on now. That would be fire, right? Like, imagine a Rocketeer mixed with the flamethrower bot and a Bastion minigun thing. Like that, it would be crazy. It would be dangerous. It would definitely be one of the most dangerous arcs in the game. Okay, moving on. So if you're in a javelin and you get too comfortable, the arc responds with something designed to hunt you out of the sky. Gun dragons are too high to detect on-foot raiders, obviously, oftentimes, which means they could, potentially detect an on-foot raider, but most of the time, the gun dragons are higher in the sky, which means they're probably not going to end up detecting them. Chapter 14, Arc Adaptive AI. Now, I've been seeing things about the Arc getting smarter, and it's really interesting to me. I actually like that concept, so I think that would be more advanced for players who are more equipped to fight Arc enemies with the Javelins. So here we go. Here's the final layer. The Arc uses AI to adapt to raider behavior. So the raiders in game, well, the Arc will be adapting to it. I think the Javelins are really powerful, and I think this makes it more balanced, that the Arc able to learn the raiders and the Javelin suits. So if raiders abuse certain strategies, the Arc adapts. But the key rule, the Arc AI, to make it balanced, the AI resets. It resets to normal Arc conditions. But throughout the week, they do tend to get smarter. Now, I think this might be a little bit harder on the casual players who only can play during the weekend, but I don't think it would be that bad. So the reset every week would not permanently be punishing to players. It stays fresh, new weekly meta, and basically new weekly threats. And also, guys, let me know what you guys think about the whole Arc AI adapting in this concept. I think that would be extremely awesome. I think it would be awesome now, what the game that we have right now. I don't ever think that they're going to add anything like, Javelins to the game. I don't think it's ever possible, but I think that this concept is really cool. So let me know what you guys think about the Arc adapting every week kind of thing. Chapter 15, Second Expedition, Hovercraft. Now this is kind of extra. This is not really, a part of the Javelin thing, but I think that this would be really cool. I kind of reminded me of when I started thinking about this that I don't know if you guys ever played Warframe, but there's like a hoverboard in Warframe that you can craft and you can use when you're out in the field and in the game. You can use it to go from place to place a lot faster than just walking or running or whatever. So I think this hovercraft will be really cool. It moves only slightly faster than sprinting, but it helps with rotations and one reactor, and it can be stolen. So if you craft a hovercraft and someone steals it and takes it, it's gone forever, and they got another hovercraft in their inventory. But the thing is that a hovercraft would make it a lot easier to craft than a Javelin suit. So that's what I have so far when it comes to this merge. You've got on-foot raiders for stealth and survival, Javelins as an expensive high-stakes power layer, PvP where raiders are real counters, exfil rules that force Javelin players to commit, and an Arc enemy faction that gets smarter throughout the week. Now guys, that's the end of this entire concept. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It took me a decent amount of time. I'm obviously missing out on some stuff, and if you guys want to see the other video of me kind of doing the pros and cons of each Javelin, I will be doing a video on that pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. But guys, go down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this concept and anything I should add or anything I should probably take away. I really am eager to see what you guys think about it. I love Arc Raiders, and I also like Anthem. So, and especially Anthem, not being able to play the game anymore. I thought that Anthem Javelins could be very redeemable if they put Javelins in Arc Raiders. Obviously, I know this is probably never going to happen. It's like seeing a movie where they do DC characters and some Marvel characters in the same movie. Like, I know, like, if it does happen, it's going to be further in the future and nowhere near anything that we're about to do right now. But yeah, for this concept, for this mixed mashup, tell me what you guys would add. Tell me what you guys would take away. Tell me if you think this whole idea is stupid. Tell me if you think this is one of the best idea game mashups of all time. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video.